Well, good afternoon, everyone. So this is Scott over here, and I am actually trying something a little bit different. Normally, I do my live streams later in the evening, but today I figured, you know what? Let me do a double whammy. Let me do one today at 3 o'clock, and then I'll do one at my normal time at 7:30, and just kind of see what happens. But thank you for watching. If you come in during this live broadcast, please let me know who you are, where you're from. If you're new, just let me know. I'd love to kind of get an idea of who you are, because we're all family here. The Crypto Dojo, we're all family. So if you're new to the channel, or if you have just subscribed and became an extended family member, which is what you are, right? I don't like using the term subscriber. You guys are you're extended family. That's what it is. So what I want to do today is I want to take a little bit of time and talk a little bit about, of course, Web3 gaming. So that's the huge thing, right? Web3 gaming and artificial intelligence. Those are going to be, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm never going to tell you to buy, sell, hold any crypto project. Do your own research, conduct your own due diligence before getting involved in anything, and just make sure don't listen to anybody, right? Especially YouTubers. We're the worst, right? But no, seriously, it's always important to do your own research. Listen to what people have to say, but then at the end of the day, it's your money, and you're going to know what's best to do with it. So with that, let's get into it. So Web3 gaming. So there is a lot of things going on. There's a lot of companies that are doing. There's Gala, and you have like this Sandbox, and you have Decentraland, and you have Axie Infinity, and you have tons of other smaller, and then we're getting into like Epic Games, which is really cool, and they're more of like a launch pad for games. But there is a lot of amazing Web3 game companies out there, and right now everyone's developing, everyone's building, everyone's creating, getting ready for the next bull run, And right now, I mean, there's not a whole lot of money going on. And there's some companies that have unfortunately had to lay off key staff in their developmental teams in order to keep the project going, which is unfortunate for the company. It's more unfortunate for those who are temporarily, I should say, kind of in flux. They're sort of in like a limbo state right now until they find another job that fits their amazing talents, or they're rehired by these companies. So that's kind of where I think we are. Now there's a lot of companies out there who are building and creating. My focus here is not to focus on any one particular gaming platform. However, if you've watched my channel, I've done tons of videos on one specific game platform, which is Gala Games. I have them in my portfolio. However, there are other ones that are equally amazing, and it's always important, non-financial advice, to diversify. To diversify your portfolio, diversify your holdings to mitigate risk, because one project may go up, the other one may go down. So where it kind of balances out. Now, if you have one project here and it drops down significantly, then the balance is totally, the scale is way on one side. So we want to try to focus on not having it be too dry. Obviously, we want to have it come more up in our favor, but we don't want to have our portfolio and what we had put into it, right? The monies that we've invested, the time, the energy, just all kind of see that just dwindle when there's nothing to counteract that. So diversification, in my opinion, very important. There's tons of videos, but again, how you should diversify is up to you. If you have a financial advisor or a crypto advisor, maybe consult with them. They're going to be acting to maybe give you some greater knowledge and maybe some suggestions. So what I want to take some time to talk about is Web3 gaming and adoption, and how Web3 games can, and again, let's be clear on what it is. There's evolutions. There's Web 1, Web 2, Web 3. Web 2 came out in 1999, read and write. Web 3 came out, 2000, the term was coined, 2016, where now it's more peer-to-peer, it's more decentralized, you're interacting with others. So there's actually, and I'm going to go into this, there's actually development of a Web5. I guess they missed 3, but, missed 4, but, whatever. So, but we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to focus on where we are currently in development. Now, I think, and this is only my opinion, guys, and if you have one of your own, please put it in the comment section. Please put it in the chat. I want to know what it is, because everyone's suggestions or opinions matter here. So I think for mass adoption to occur, there's several things that need to take place. One, you got to have amazing games. You got to have the rise and fall of any, in my view, the rise and fall of any project, any crypto project, is how good is it? What's the quality of it? And when we're talking about gaming, gamers are very passionate about their games. I'm sort of like laissez-faire. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't really have all that kind of energy to put into, or the time to play games. I'm more of the Web2. I'm more of like the PlayStations, like the Call of Duties, or Black Ops, it's one of my favorites. The Modern Warfares, the Uncharted's, those games. I love those games. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time to spend playing those games anymore. But those are what I enjoy. They're fun. They set the mood. Say what you will about Doom, but I'm going to tell you right now, you put headphones on and you play that game at night, dude, that sets a tone, man. I'm sorry, but it gives me chicken skin, as we say in Hawaii, when I play that game. Still. So anyway. But I think games need to be fun first and foremost. And I'm not even talking about the play to earn, play to own, any of that kind of stuff. I'm talking about fun games that people can enjoy. That's going to be a huge way to get a mass adoption. Now, there's definitely the competition from the traditional legacy games, the PlayStations, Xboxes, or whatever, to now, where we're running now with the GAOs and the Axies and the Sandbox. All these different games, there's this competition. We're fighting over like supremacy. Right now, legacy games are still cranking it. But I think over the next 5 years or so, I think Web3 is going to make an amazing comeback or amazing improvement. And I think especially in this next bull run, now I think a lot of it also has to do with money. Look where everyone is at right now. Yes, we had a win with Ripple. Great. It helped a little bit, but we haven't really been catapulted out of this bull market yet. We're still in the sand trap, still kind of fighting our way out of it. So everyone's resources are, I think, pretty limited, very strategic on where they put their money. So once we start getting into more of the bullish sentiment, I think market caps are going to increase, which is going to have a little bit more funds to be able to maybe bring on more developers or do different things to get these games accelerated faster. And I think that's the thing, is getting these games out to market and promoting them right. I think that's advertising has got to be key. However that's done, however that is looked upon, that's going to need to happen. Word of mouth is not going to be enough. Look, crypto is still kind of a niche, right? We are, especially with the sentiment that's been going around the past couple of years. Crypto's a scam and all this kind of stuff. Even though I think with the Ripple case, it's brought some legitimacy back into crypto. And it never left. The legitimacy has always been there, but in the eyes of the general public, it was lost. Okay? And so now that we're seeing an improvement in that case, I think we're going to have more funds available. Market caps are going to go higher. Advertising is going to be important. Word of mouth, spreading it, using the communities, maybe putting incentive programs for people. I don't know, right? That's going to be another big thing for mass adoption. I think also, here comes another one, is going to be point of entry. How many barriers to enter a Web3 game right? It's like how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop, those of you who remember. Okay, 3, by the way. Anyway, so that's going to be huge because right now, look, if you are coming from a traditional Web 2 space, you buy the game, you plug it in, bang, you're there. It's easy. Here, you have to connect your wallet. You got to install the launcher. Then you got to install the game, and now you got to set up the password. Then you got to then you got authentication and all that kind of stuff. Authentication. There's a lot of things that happen in order for someone just to play a simple game. I'm using that, no disrespect, but just to play a game. Most people, I don't think anyway, are going to be wanting to like, what? I got to create a wallet. I got to have a wallet now? How do I do that? Which one do I choose? So there's a lot of different things I think that need to happen for mass adoption to occur. One, games have to be rock 'em. They've got to be like kick butt, amazing games, and a lot of them aren't right now. A lot of them are not even out, and they've got to be diverse. You know, I have everyone has their own niche. I do not like card games. To me, I don't. Unless I'm playing poker, right? That's different. But you know, you need to have like all these different varieties of games, and they're coming. They are coming. It's just how fast can they get established. Fun games that are easy to enter, okay, that are free to enter. Now, again, if you want to pay and you want to buy NFTs, you're more savvy, fine. But I think that's another thing is how expensive are the NFTs, okay? How much of an investment do you have to make in order to be competitive in the game? That's another area. You know, some projects you're spending a couple grand on an NFT. I'm not doing that. Who can do that? Okay, so that's another area. So there's a lot of different areas that I feel need to happen for mass adoption to occur. Now, it may seem like, man, I'm downing on Web3 games. I'm not, because these are all issues that are going to get solved. They're all going to get solved with any new technology, and blockchain technology is, you know, relatively new. Things are going to improve. Things are going to get better, more streamlined, right? You're not going to have to jump through 10 different hoops to get to where you can even start. You know, you may just have a login with your email address, which is basically your wallet address, which would be cool. And bang, then you're in for the game. Then you can start. And then anything you get can go into that, you know, into that email address, which is basically your wallet. You know, any in-game assets or however that looks like. That stuff's coming. When that hits, look out. Because I still say this. I say the next bull run, Web3 gaming is going to be king. Okay? I really think it's going to do that. And the cream is going to rise to the top. And we're going to find out real quick which games, which platforms are going to survive. So in that regard, you know, Web3 gaming has tons. It's got a ways to go. It's got some hurdles, but it can get it done. And if you are big in the Web3 gaming, more so than me, you're probably experimenting with all kinds of different games. And you're probably like, Scott, man, you're off base because there's this one game that's just ferociously awesome. Put it in the chat box. If you're watching this later on, put it in the comments section. Let us know what that is. Now, the other area, of course, is artificial intelligence, which is the next big thing. And that's also going to be the next big thing to get regulated, too. You watch. So crypto has had its place. I think we've kind of settled down in that whole regard now. We'll get some regulatory, more clarity, more, you know, we'll get some bills passed that are going to help this crypto market thrive and survive and be successful, even more so than it was last time. But I think artificial intelligence is going to be another thing. And I think you're going to see, it's like chocolate and peanut butter. You're going to see AI mix in with crypto, blockchain technology into metaverses, and man, look out. You know, if you are, I think any crypto project that has a unique use case. I mean, artificial intelligence was, I think, built for Web3 games. You get the metaverse, you put it in with the artificial intelligence aspects of it. I mean, holy smokes, right? Look at Sophiaverse, which is another one that's just started out. That's another thing. That's another program, and that's good for kids too. So there's going to be a lot of that going on and happening, I think, anyway, in the realm of what it's going to take to get crypto Web3 games adopted. We're just skimming the surface. We are at the very beginning of this experience when it comes to gaming. Now, mobile gaming is another thing. The platform that I think has taken the lead on that is Gala Games. They've acquired Ember Games, which has Dragon Strike, Meow Match. What's the other one? Champions Arena, I think. Right? Is there Eternal Paradox? Which I was down. I did their play test. I was a little down on that, and that's a thing too, because a lot of times, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if you're watching, and let me know you're here, please. I want to know you're here, and let me know your thoughts. Again, if I'm off base or there's something that I'm missing, please put it in the comment section or the chat box. So again, I think with Eternal Paradox and a lot with games, it's almost like you have to be a serious gamer to understand what needs to happen in these games. To me, that I see that always as an issue. There's no, like, I'm going to answer that question in just a second. But there's no, there's really no tutorials or guides to help you navigate these games. You have to go in with a game mentality, and if you're a casual gamer or if you're a younger adult and you're just getting into Web3 gaming, you're like, oh, what are you checking it out? You know, you may have a hard time. So I'd like to see them again, you know, reduce those single points of, like, those barriers to enter. When you take away those barriers of entry, like if you have 10 and you remove 8 of them or 9 of them, you've got a 90% shot of getting that person in if the game is good. But I think mobile games are another one. That's going to be another thing because a lot of people spend time on their phones. I have Meow Match. It's a match 3 game. I don't take it serious. It's something that I'll noodle out with for 5 or 10 minutes at a stretch. And then I'll move on to whatever I need to do. Maybe I'm taking a break. Maybe I'm having some water. Maybe I'm just kind of like, you know, catching my breath for whatever. It's a way to kind of relax. Those games can do it. So I think you've got mobile. You've got the Web3 mobile game action happening. And that could be another really huge benefit for gaming companies like Gala Games who recognize that fact. And I've been saying it for years. Who bought in, who've acquired a mobile gaming platform. So good on them for doing that. But they're not going to be the only players on the field. So keep your eyes out because those are going to be challenges coming, and we're going to see. Right? We're going to see. So I'm going to go back over to a question. Have I seen the new film trailers for Gala Film? They look really good. So yeah, that's another area when we get into Web3 music and Web3 film. You know, my focus, I'm not so much interested in the music aspect of it. Those are the film, and this is just my opinion. To answer your question, I've seen a few of them. Yes, the trailers look phenomenal. The Web3 game, or excuse me, film and music, that's going to be an area that's going to come. It's not something that I really invest a whole lot of time on right now, especially like Web3 music, especially if it's artists that I have no idea who they are. Yes, you have Snoop Dogg for Death Row for music or whatever, but you know, there's got to be more than that. There's got to be, you can't just have the sizzle, right? You got to have the steak too, right? So I think in some of them it's more sizzle than steak, right now at least. Once things progress, then it's going to get more. When it comes to the Web3 film, and by the way, this person is referring to, because Gala Games also has Web3 music and film as well as with games. So it's like a trifecta. They're hitting all three things. So when it comes to the film aspect of it, I think if we're talking about mass adoption for film, it goes back to, you need to bring in high-level producers and directors from the traditional Hollywood school of movie making, right? Bring them in, and then I think he was like, dude, if you can acquire like a Steven Spielberg or someone like that to produce a Web3 movie, skyrocketing. Even though right now we have an issue, the Screen Actors Guild has been on strike because, and I'm torn, but I'm more apt to support the actors and the writers. You know, a lot of movie companies now want to use artificial intelligence, you know, CGI stuff, more than they want to basically take images like renderings of a real actor and put them in the background or have them be a part of it somehow, but not pay them. That is not cool. All right? So now you're taking someone's likeness and you're using that for your own gains, and you're not paying them what they deserve. That's a problem. So that I'm not cool. So I hope they get that resolved and situated, because if, you know, I don't mind AI, and I think it's great technology. But again, it's when do you use it? How is it being utilized? If it's taking the money off the table for somebody that should be, I mean, come on. I mean, that's not right. So work out an equitable agreement where, yeah, all right, you want to use my likeness and not put me in the movie, you just want to use like images of me or however they do that, fine, but you're going to pay me. And you're going to give me credit for being in, you know what I mean? So that stuff, that's kind of what's going on now. So I think with the Web3 games and Web3 film and everything else, those things are going to happen. So again, when we're getting into adoption, right, for games, I think the sky's the limit, right? The sky is the limit. Advertise it, make kick-ass games that everyone's going to want to enjoy, that are fun, that are easy to enter, and, you know, have it to where just all these different things are making it simple, right? Use the KISS principle. Keep it simple, Scott. Because if you can keep it simple for people, you're going to be more apt to get people involved. And if they know about it and the games are rock'em sock'em, hey, then you've got a good thing going. So I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. If you do, feel free to ask. As I said, normally I don't do 3 o'clock. So I'm just kind of playing around with times. I will have one tonight at 7:30. So I will have my regular live stream at 7:30, and we'll talk about something maybe a little bit different today. But I hope you guys got some information, got something out of it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, and let me back up. First, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of our family. Without you guys, you know, this channel goes nowhere. I'm here for you. So I'm not here for myself. I can kind of sit in here and do whatever I want to do, but I do these videos for you because I care. And, you know, with crypto and Web3, there's so much potential. There's so, I mean, seriously, the sky's the limit. We're just in the beginning stages of this experience. This technology is just going to grow and flourish. It's a great time to get involved in whatever capacity you feel, or even just starting to learn about it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you for joining me. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps. And if you haven't, go ahead and join our Telegram group. It's free to join, and it's a great way to interact with other like-minded people. I'm there as well. So it's free, it's fun. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto doesn't sleep. I will see you guys soon.